Killua Zoldyck raced through a dark forest, his silver hair flowing wildly behind him. He moved silently, jumping easily from tree branch to tree branch, eyes locked on the shadowy figure ahead of him. "Stop running already!" Killua shouted. His voice echoed through the trees. The figure didn't slow down. Instead, it sped up, darting through the shadows faster than before. Killua gritted his teeth. He'd been chasing this mysterious enemy for days, and he was getting tired of it. "I've got to end this now," he thought. He charged electricity into his feet, feeling the power crackle around him. With a sudden burst of speed, he closed the gap quickly. "You're mine," Killua yelled. But just as he reached out to grab the mysterious figure, it suddenly turned. Its eyes glowed bright red from beneath a hood. Killua's heart skipped a beat. Before he could react, the figure waved a hand, creating a strange, swirling portal right in front of them. What the?" Killua shouted. He tried to stop himself, but it was too late. Killua tumbled forward, falling headfirst into the bright purple gateway. Everything spun around him. He felt like he was falling through a storm. Colors blurred, his stomach twisted, and he squeezed his eyes shut, trying to stay calm. Finally, the spinning stopped. Killua landed hard on dusty ground, sliding to a stop. He sat up slowly, rubbing his head. "Ouch!" he groaned. "Where am I?" Killua looked around carefully. This wasn't the same forest he was just in. The trees were dark and twisted, and the sky above was red instead of blue. "This doesn't look like home at all," Killua whispered. Suddenly, Killua felt a chill run down his spine. He quickly stood up, feeling eyes watching him from nearby shadows. He turned sharply, fists raised, ready for anything. From behind a tall, jagged rock, a small figure stepped out slowly. Killua stared carefully at this new person. He had dark, spiky hair, red eyes, and wore a black cloak. Killua could sense right away that this stranger was strong and dangerous. "Who are you?" Killua asked, watching carefully. "I could ask you the same thing," the stranger replied calmly. His voice was quiet but powerful. "You appeared from nowhere. Explain yourself." Killua narrowed his eyes slightly. He didn't trust this person yet, but he knew he had to say something. "My name's Killua," he said cautiously. "I was chasing someone through a weird portal, and it brought me here. Where am I?" The stranger watched Killua closely, seeming to think about his answer. "This is the demon world," he finally said. "And I'm Hiei. You're far from wherever you came from." Killua's eyes widened a bit. "Demon world?" he repeated softly. "That's impossible." "Not here," Hiei replied. He stepped closer, his hand resting near the sword at his side. "You have the eyes of an assassin. Are you here to cause trouble?" Killua took a slow breath. He wasn't afraid, but he knew he had to be careful. He shook his head firmly. "I'm not here to fight you," he said. "I just need to find the person I was chasing. He used some kind of magic to get away. He could be dangerous for your world, too." Hiei studied Killua carefully, sensing that the boy wasn't lying. Still, Hiei didn't trust anyone easily. "Describe this enemy," Hiei demanded. "Who were you following?" "I don't know his name," Killua admitted. "He wears a dark hood, has red eyes, and uses powerful dark magic. He opened the portal and escaped here." Hiei's eyes flashed with anger. "A dark sorcerer," he said quietly. "We've had problems with those before. They always bring trouble." Just then, loud growls echoed from deeper in the dark forest around them. Killua turned sharply, eyes wide. Shadows moved through the trees, closing in fast. "What's that?" Killua asked, fists charging with electricity once more. Hiei drew his sword, its blade shining sharply. "Demons, drawn by the portal you came through. They must think it's an invitation." The shadows stepped closer, revealing fierce, monstrous creatures with glowing eyes, sharp claws, and large, pointed teeth. They hissed and growled, moving slowly, ready to attack. Killua and Hiei glanced at each other, understanding that fighting these demons alone might be difficult. "We have no choice," Hiei finally said. "We have to work together." Killua nodded seriously. Agreed. Let's take them down. The demons lunged forward with loud roars. Killua and Hiei jumped into action instantly. Killua dashed forward quickly, dodging the swipes of sharp claws, striking back with lightning-fast punches and kicks. Sparks flashed from his fists, knocking the demons away. Hiei moved swiftly, slicing through demons easily with his sword, his movements smooth and precise. He fought quietly, never wasting energy, never hesitating. Though they had just met, Killua and Hiei moved as if they'd trained together for years. Together their strength was incredible. After a fierce battle, the demons finally fell, defeated, disappearing into clouds of smoke. Breathing heavily, Killua looked at Hiei with respect. "You're strong." Hiei nodded slightly, his expression calm. "As are you." The forest grew quiet once more, but both warriors knew the danger wasn't over yet. The mysterious enemy was still somewhere nearby, and the portal linking the two worlds was growing unstable. "Let's go," Killua said firmly. "We have to find that sorcerer before things get worse." Hiei sheathed his sword and nodded again. "Agreed. Our worlds depend on it." Together, the two warriors moved deeper into the demon world, ready to face whatever awaited them. Killua and Hiei traveled silently through the demon world's dark forest. Strange plants twisted around them, and eerie sounds echoed from far away. Killua glanced at Hiei as they walked. The small warrior stayed quiet, his red eyes focused carefully ahead. "So," Killua began, breaking the silence, "have you ever seen someone open portals between worlds before?" Hiei's eyes narrowed slightly. "Only powerful demons or sorcerers can use magic like that," he replied softly. "Whoever we're chasing isn't a simple enemy." Killua nodded, feeling uneasy. "He's dangerous. I followed him because he hurt innocent people in my world. I can't let him do it here, too." Hiei stopped suddenly, turning to Killua sharply. "Why would an assassin care about innocent lives?" Killua looked down, fists tightening. "I'm not an assassin anymore. I changed. Now I use my strength to protect my friends and family. I won't let someone evil hurt others again." Hiei studied Killua carefully, sensing truth in his words. After a moment, he turned and started walking again. "Good. Then you won't slow me down." Killua grinned slightly. He knew Hiei was tough, but he liked that. Suddenly, a loud cry rang out through the trees ahead of them. Both warriors froze, listening carefully. "Someone's in trouble," Killua whispered. "Oh, it's a trap," Hiei said, eyes alert. "Either way, we can't just ignore it," Killua insisted. Hiei sighed quietly but nodded. "Stay sharp." They moved quickly toward the noise. In a small clearing, they found a young demon girl trapped beneath a heavy tree branch. Her leg was stuck, and she looked up with frightened eyes. "Please," she begged weakly, "help me." Killua stepped forward without hesitation, reaching for the branch. "Wait," Hiei shouted sharply. "Something isn't right." But it was too late. As soon as Killua touched the branch, the ground shook, and dark figures jumped from the trees around them, laughing cruelly. "An ambush," Hiei growled, drawing his sword quickly. Killua jumped back, charging electricity in his fists. "Sorry," he said, glancing at Hiei. "Guess I messed up." "Just fight," Hiei snapped. The attackers were tall demons with dark, sharp claws and menacing grins. One stepped forward, bigger than the others, with a scar over one eye. "Nice trick, isn't it?" the demon leader laughed. "Pretending a little girl needs help always brings out the heroes." Killua narrowed his eyes angrily. "Coward!" The demons charged forward, attacking fiercely. Killua and Hiei fought side by side, lightning and blade moving in perfect harmony. Killua's speed was amazing. He dodged each attack easily, striking back with quick, powerful blows. Electricity flashed brightly, stunning the demons and knocking them back. Hiei was like a shadow, moving quietly and quickly. His sword sliced through the air, defeating enemy after enemy with deadly skill. Soon, only the leader remained, eyes wide with fear. He backed away, stumbling nervously. "Tell us who sent you," Hiei demanded calmly, sword pointed at the demon leader's throat. The demon laughed nervously. "You fools. Think you're safe? This is only the beginning. A powerful sorcerer promised us riches if we capture you." Killua's eyes widened. The sorcerer! Where is he? The demon shook his head. He moves through portals freely. You'll never find him. He's too strong. He'll destroy both worlds. Hiei stepped closer, blade steady. We'll stop him. And you'll tell us everything you know. Now. The demon gulped nervously, finally nodding. He opened a large portal deeper in the valley. He said he's preparing something big, something powerful. If you hurry, you might reach him in time. Killua glanced at Hiei seriously. We need to move fast. Hiei nodded, knocking the demon unconscious with one swift strike. Then let's not waste time. The two warriors raced forward, moving quickly through the twisting forest paths. Soon they reached a cliff overlooking a wide valley. Below, they saw a huge, swirling portal glowing bright purple and black. Next to it stood the mysterious sorcerer, his hooded cloak blowing in the fierce wind. Killua and Hiei rushed toward the sorcerer, their hearts beating fast. Powerful magic surged around them, shaking the ground beneath their feet. The huge portal grew larger and brighter, casting dark purple shadows across the entire valley. The sorcerer laughed loudly, his deep voice echoing around them. Come, little heroes, he mocked. Show me your strength. Killua narrowed his eyes and charged forward, lightning dancing along his hands. He jumped high into the air and threw a powerful electric punch at the sorcerer. But the sorcerer simply waved his hand, sending a blast of dark magic toward Killua. Killua twisted quickly in mid-air, barely dodging it, landing safely nearby. Hiei moved swiftly, his sword flashing brightly as he attacked. He slashed rapidly, aiming carefully at the sorcerer's cloak. Yet each time he struck, the sorcerer vanished into shadow, appearing again just out of reach. Is fast, Killua shouted, frustration clear in his voice, and his magic is too strong. We can't fight him alone, Hiei replied, jumping back to Killua's side. We need a plan. The sorcerer watched calmly, arms crossed, clearly amused. Is that all you've got? How disappointing. Killua breathed deeply, looking carefully at Hiei. We need to combine our attacks, he said. Lightning and fire together. Hiei looked thoughtful, then nodded slowly. Agreed. Killua smiled confidently, charging his lightning once more. Hiei's eyes glowed and flames of dark fire began circling around his blade. Now, Killua shouted. The two warriors moved as one, launching themselves toward the sorcerer. Killua released a powerful lightning strike, and at the exact same moment, Hiei unleashed a burst of dark fire. Lightning and flames combined into one huge blast, heading straight toward the sorcerer. For the first time, the sorcerer looked worried. He raised a magical barrier just in time, but the combined attack was so powerful it pushed him backward, cracking the barrier slightly. Killua grinned. It's working! Hiei nodded. Again! They attacked again and again, combining their powers perfectly. Each strike pushed the sorcerer back further, weakening his defenses. The sorcerer growled angrily, eyes burning beneath his hood. Enough of this! He raised his hands, chanting strange words. The huge portal shook violently and suddenly opened wider. Dark shapes began pouring out. Huge, frightening demons with sharp claws and menacing eyes. Killua and Hiei stopped, facing the new threat. The sorcerer laughed coldly. Destroy them! The demons rushed forward, roaring fiercely. Killua and Hiei stood back to back, fighting bravely as wave after wave of enemies attacked. Killua moved quickly, dodging claws, striking back fiercely. Lightning flashed around him, stunning the demons and knocking them away. He fought with quiet skill, cutting through demons rapidly, dark flames scorching those who got too close. Yet, no matter how hard they fought, more demons kept coming. We need to close that portal, Hiei said, breathing heavily, or they'll never stop. But how? Killua asked, dodging another attack. Hiei pointed to the sorcerer. He controls it. If we defeat him, the portal closes. Killua nodded, understanding. Then let's finish this. They charged toward the sorcerer again, but now the demons blocked their path, protecting their master. We can't reach him, Killua shouted, frustrated. Hiei looked up suddenly, thinking quickly. Keep the demons busy. I'll go high and attack from above. Killua nodded, determined. Got it. Killua charged forward bravely, distracting the demons. He fought fiercely, lightning flashing brightly around him. He moved so fast the demons couldn't touch him. While the demons focused on Killua, Hiei jumped onto a tall rock, climbing quickly. He reached a high ledge, looking down carefully. From there, he could see the sorcerer clearly. "Dragon of the darkness flame," Hiei whispered, eyes glowing. He focused carefully, gathering all his strength into his arm. A powerful dragon made of dark fire appeared, circling around him fiercely. "Now!" Hiei shouted, sending the dragon rushing downward toward the sorcerer. The sorcerer looked up, eyes wide with shock. He raised his barrier quickly, but the dragon struck hard, shattering the magical shield completely. "Killua!" Hiei yelled. "Now's your chance!" Killua didn't hesitate. He dashed forward, lightning charging brighter than ever. He jumped high, aiming carefully. "This ends now!" he shouted. Killua landed right in front of the stunned sorcerer, striking hard with both fists. Powerful lightning surged through the sorcerer, making him scream in pain. The sorcerer fell to his knees, weakened and defeated. The huge portal behind him began shrinking, slowly closing. The demons, sensing their master's defeat, panicked and scattered, vanishing quickly back into the shadows. Killua and Hiei stood over the fallen sorcerer, breathing heavily, exhausted but relieved. "You fools," the sorcerer gasped weakly. "This isn't over. Others will come, stronger than me." Killua looked down seriously. "Then we'll stop them too. We won't let anyone harm our worlds again." Hiei stepped forward, eyes fierce. "Your reign of terror ends here." The sorcerer glared at them one last time before collapsing unconscious. Killua turned to Hiei, smiling slightly. "We did it." As they watched, the portal closed completely, leaving the valley calm and quiet again. But in the silence, both warriors knew their mission wasn't over yet. The sorcerer's warning echoed in their minds. Danger would return soon, stronger and more dangerous. Killua glanced at Hiei seriously. "I guess our fight isn't done." Hiei nodded calmly. "No, it's just beginning." Together, Killua and Hiei stood ready. They'd won this battle, but the war was far from over. They knew challenges lay ahead, but now they faced them side by side, stronger together than alone. And no matter what came next, they'd fight bravely, protecting both worlds from darkness. After the fierce battle, quiet fell over the valley. The evil sorcerer lay defeated, and the dangerous portal was finally closed. Killua and Hiei stood together, catching their breath, watching the gentle glow of morning brighten the sky. "We did it," Killua said softly, feeling relief spread through him. "But the sorcerer said there would be more trouble." Hiei nodded slowly, looking thoughtful. He was right. Demons like him always return, stronger and angrier. We must stay ready. Killua sighed and looked around at the unfamiliar demon world. "But how do I get home now? With the portal gone? I'm stuck here." Hiei turned to face Killua, thinking carefully. "Maybe there's still a way? My friend Kurama understands magic. He might be able to help." Killua smiled warmly. "Great. Let's find him." Together, they traveled through winding paths, climbing rocky hills and crossing narrow streams. Killua was curious about this strange world, asking questions as they walked. "Have you always lived here?" Killua asked, glancing at Hiei. Hiei stayed silent for a moment, then spoke quietly. "Mostly, but I've spent time in the human world too. Like you, I've seen many different places." Killua nodded, smiling slightly. "Guess we're more alike than I thought." Hiei looked away, hiding a small smile. "Maybe." Soon, they reached a peaceful clearing. Tall trees stood around a small, quiet pond. Sitting by the water was a young man with long red hair, carefully tending beautiful plants. He turned and smiled kindly as they approached. Hiei," Kurama said warmly. "It's rare to see you bring visitors." Hiei nodded seriously. "Kurama, this is Killua. He's from another world. We defeated a dark sorcerer who opened a dangerous portal, but now he can't get home." Kurama studied Killua closely, then smiled gently. "You have a good heart. I'll help you find your way home. Thanks, Killua said gratefully, feeling relief. Kurama walked closer, thinking carefully. Opening portals can be dangerous, but if I use the magic left behind by the sorcerer, I might open one more safely. Just enough for you to return home. Killua looked hopeful. Then let's try. Kurama led them to a quiet spot near the clearing. He closed his eyes, speaking softly as magical energy flowed gently around him. Slowly, a small glowing portal began to open, just big enough for Killua to pass through. It won't last long, Kurama warned. You must hurry. Killua turned to Hiei, feeling suddenly sad. I guess this is goodbye. Hiei crossed his arms, looking calm. Yes, but you did well. You're strong, Killua. I'm glad we fought together. Killua smiled happily. Me too, Hiei. Hiei paused a moment, then said quietly, If you ever need help again, remember, you have friends here. Killua nodded warmly. And if you ever need me, just find a way to call. I'll come running. Taking a deep breath, Killua stepped quickly through the glowing portal. Bright lights flashed around him, and in seconds, he was back in his own world. He looked around carefully, relieved to see familiar trees, skies, and paths. He was home! But suddenly, a familiar voice shouted excitedly from nearby. Killua turned quickly and saw Gon running toward him, smiling brightly. Gon hugged him tightly, relief clear on his face. Where were you? Gon asked. I was so worried. Killua laughed, smiling happily. It's a long story. You wouldn't believe it. Gon grinned playfully. As they walked home together, Killua told Gon about his amazing adventure, the dark sorcerer, the strange demon world, and his new friends Hiei and Kurama. Gon listened closely, amazed. Wow, Hiei sounds cool. I wish I could meet him. Killua nodded warmly. Maybe one day. You will.